It's Monday, September 7th, 2020. Welcome to Cage Stage. One of the primary reasons I happily support our president, Donald Trump, is because he has his pulse on what's going on. He has a great awareness of what's happening in our country, in our society, in culture. He gets it. He understands. He truly does. One example of this is recently the White House decides to cancel racial sensitivity training. Of course, you know the liberals had a field day with this. The fake news media just going ham on Donald Trump because they don't get it. They don't understand. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know, we covered critical race theory recently. And I know this is something that most folks in our culture today and society, they don't care about. They're not paying attention because, you know, we have lives. We are trying to work our jobs. We're trying to raise our families and have hobbies, read the scriptures, attend church. You know, there's stuff we do in America that has to do with attempting to move on with our lives instead of all this stress and anxiety over all this control happening within our government. They're trying to control everything we do now. We just want to be free. And Donald Trump gets that. The fake news media that is left as all get out, you know, they know who they work for. They know who they answer to. And so they're all in lockstep, listening to their boss, Big Brother, and they're doing exactly what they're told to do, which is bash Donald Trump, bash conservatives. On the one hand, you may have people out there who say, well, racial sensitivity training sounds like a good idea. And again, if you're not familiar with critical race theory, maybe it does sound like a good idea. But I will tell you, it's a horrible idea, like I said before. The reason being is the left, they switch up their vocabulary. They switch terminology. Just like in George Orwell's 1984, you remember where war meant peace or peace meant war. You know, they say one thing, but while saying that one thing, mean the exact opposite. We need to be aware of this. So what does racial sensitivity training mean? What does it mean? It means indoctrinating either your staff, the people who work for you, if you're a big company, if you're a small company, if you're a nonprofit organization, it means indoctrinating them, your employees, your co-laborers, your workers, even in churches, church staff. The church leadership is doing this racial sensitivity training. Okay, racial sensitivity training. It's not what it appears to be. It's indoctrination of critical race theory. Now, we know that this is a racist indoctrination. Well, how is racial sensitivity training racist? Because it's using identity. It's identity politics. It's using race as a form of saying who can do what, who can say what. It's divisive, which we've seen happening in the church. We've seen happening in the workplace. Goodyear just recently went through this and got roasted, rightly so, for it. One side can do whatever they want. The other side, you better shut your mouth. That's what they say. Okay? So what does this mean? What side gets to say whatever they want, and what side needs to shut their mouth? Well, when it comes to politics, it's always the left that gets to say and do whatever they want. And it's always the conservatives, the right, which is told to shut their mouth. And if you bring race into this, using critical race theory, then you're telling black folks, minorities, you can say what you want as long as you say it as a black leftist or a Hispanic leftist. But the second somebody who's black expresses conservative ideology, then the blackness goes out the window. They could care less about that anymore. Now it's, you better shut your mouth. And they're using abhorrent vocabulary, hateful speech toward black folks that decide to think for themselves and not think like the left, like the fake news, like the professors in the universities. This is unacceptable. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of it. I know my viewers who watch my videos are tired of it because we have great discussions about it. I have people I work with who are tired of it. I have people I worship with at my church who are tired of it. And all this means is more votes for Donald Trump come election time, because Donald Trump is tired of it. He's tired of Americans having to deal with this, go through this racist indoctrination from the left. This is spitting in the face of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King Jr., his desire was for men to be judged on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. And critical race theory spits in the face of that. No question about it. Democrats play identity politics all the time. It's what they do. They are racially divisive. They try to say that Trump is racially divisive, and that couldn't be further from the truth. And those of us with enough common sense to pay attention and actually listen to him and not listen to CNN 2-minute news clips of them bashing him, them editing their news clips just right to make it sound like he's saying something he's not saying. Those of us who take time to seek truth, to listen, I'm sorry, but we're not falling for your okey doke, you foolish fake news pundits. Again, to wrap all this up, thank you, Donald Trump, for caring about the American people. I think all this racial sensitivity training in the workplace is racist indoctrination. I will not have any part of it. And I thank you, Trump, for being a great leader, a great president, for understanding what it truly is and not being so easily persuaded to fall for the left-wing propaganda like what we see happening from these fake news outlets, from the universities, from these professors, and even now in our churches. Pastors, I pray that you are not pushing this racist ideology in your churches. I pray. So for now, God bless you. And until the next video, Grace and peace.